The nation's highest civilian honor, Bharat Ratna, conferred on former President Pranab Mukherjee, social worker Nanaji Deshmukh and musician Bhupen Hazarika. Hazarika and Deshmukh were given the Bharat Ratna posthumously. President Ramnath Kovind gave away the awards at a function at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the nation tonight at 8 p.m. In a tweet, the Prime Minister's office says the PM will be addressing the nation. India regrets the steps announced by Pakistan regarding downgrading of bilateral diplomatic ties. The Ministry of External Affairs reiterates recent developments pertaining to Article 370 are entirely the internal affair of India. Says that Pakistan's intention behind these measures is obviously to present an alarming picture to the world of bilateral ties. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval reviews security situation in Kashmir Valley, meets locals in Shopian and assures people that their safety and responsibility is the responsibility of the government. Situation in the valley remains peaceful and calm. The Supreme Court refuses to grant urgent hearing on a plea against scrapping of Article 370, says that the matter would be placed before the Chief Justice of India to decide on the listing of the matter. The flood situation in Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa and Kerala continues to be grim. Relief and rescue operations pick up pace. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Fadnavis undertakes an aerial survey of Kolhapur, Sangli and Satara to assess the flood situation. In Goa, supply of essential commodities stopped from Maharashtra and Karnataka. And in sports, the first one-day international between India and the West Indies to be played in Guyana National Stadium today. Having inflicted a clean sweep in the T20 series on the West Indies, the men in blue would be likely to continue that good form in the 50-over format as well. Namaskar and welcome to the news. I'm Mark Lynn. Our top story, former President Pranab Mukherjee, the late singer Bhupen Hazarika, the late Bharatiya Janata Sangh leader Nanaji Deshmukh were all conferred with the Bharat Ratna, the country's highest civilian award, this evening. President Ramnath Kovind gave away the award to President Mukherjee, to former President Pranab Mukherjee. Hazarika's son Tej and Vijendrajit Singh, a close relative of Deshmukh,
Rashtrapati Mahoday.
And Hazarika's son Tej received the award on behalf of his father, and Vijendra Singh, a close relative of Deshmukh, received the award on behalf of Nanaji Deshmukh at a function held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. Hazarika and Deshmukh were given the Bharat Ratna posthumously, and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and several Union Cabinet Ministers, the Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal were among those who were present at the function held at the Darbar Hall of Rashtrapati Bhavan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi
Shri Tej Hazarika. श्री नानाजी देशमुख मरणोपरांत जी को भारत रत्न से अलंकृत करने के लिए किया गया है। सर्वप्रथम श्री नानाजी देशमुख की ओर से Shri Virendrajit Singh.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing the nation tonight at 8 p.m. This was announced by the Prime Minister's office in a tweet. And it said here, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will be addressing the nation at 8 p.m. today. Well, Pakistan today decided to stop the Samjhauta Express near the Wagah station in Pakistan. The train, which was scheduled to arrive at Attari at 1:30 p.m., is standing near Wagah station. Citing security reasons, Pakistan government did not allow the train driver and guard to move ahead. The Samjhauta Express, commonly called the Friendship Express, is a bi-weekly train that's running on Thursdays and Monday that runs between Delhi and Attari in India and London, and Lahore in Pakistan. Well, a day after Pakistan decided to downgrade diplomatic ties, India has said that developments pertaining to Article 370 are entirely an internal affair of India. The Ministry of External Affairs, in a press release, has said that the Constitution of India was and is and will always be a sovereign matter. Seeking to interfere in that jurisdiction by invoking an alarmist vision of the region will never succeed. India has made it clear that the intention behind these measures is obviously to present an alarming picture to the world of our bilateral ties. The reasons cited by Pakistan are not supported by facts on the ground. Further, India justified its decisions, adding that recent decisions by the government and the Parliament of India are driven by a commitment to extend to Jammu and Kashmir opportunities for development that were earlier denied by a temporary provision in the Constitution. Its impact would also result in the removal of gender and socio-economic discrimination. It is also expected to result in an upswing of economic activity and improvement in the livelihood prospects of people of Jammu and Kashmir. Further, the MEA said, it is not surprising that such development initiatives that could address any disaffection in Jammu and Kashmir should be negatively perceived in Pakistan, which has utilized such sentiments to justify its cross-border terrorism. Finally, India hoped that sanity will prevail. The statement said that the government of India regrets the steps announced by Pakistan yesterday and would urge that country to review them so that normal channels for diplomatic communications are preserved. Meanwhile, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reiterated his appeal to all parties involved to exercise maximum restraint amid tensions over Kashmir. The UN chief spokesperson has said that the UN and its leadership is in contact with both India and Pakistan at various levels in this regard. In another development, the Supreme Court has refused to accord urgent hearing to a plea filed against the government's decision to allegedly impose restrictions in Jammu and Kashmir after revoking provisions of Article 370. A bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramana said the petition will come up for hearing in due course. The petitioner said that he is not expressing any opinion on Article 370, but has sought withdrawal of curfew, restrictions and other measures, including blocking of phone lines, internet and news channels. The Ladakh MP, Jamyang Tshering Namgyal, has become a social media star after his speech in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday. And his speech not only won praise from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and other lawmakers. It turned him into an overnight star on social media. He became the first Ladakhi in the history of Twitter to trend with more than 40,000 tweets mentioning him up till late on Tuesday. And our Leh correspondent Ramesh Chandra spoke to the common man on the streets of Leh, and he filed this ground report.
Now Ladakh is freed and is declared as union territory, which is a 70 years dream of this area, this region, which is looking for development. And now we have union territory, the young union territory in the country, and people of Ladakh are looking for development. Now we have with us locals here from Ladakh region. Let us know from them how this UT status is going to help them.
After we get the UT status, the development would be immense, we expect. Development in terms of tourism, development in terms of industry, development in terms of all sorts of things, all round development.
We have now got a chance to dance in the ocean, chance to swim in the ocean. Development, you means development, we have got a development, oceans of development now because of union territory. Now we will govern by ourselves, we will rule by ourselves.
Now with UT status to Ladakh region under directly in the supervision of Delhi and with local administration with hill councils in place here with both in Kargil and Leh. Now they are expecting some development. With camera person Mohit, I am Ramesh Chandra from Leh, Ladakh.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed the second convocation ceremony of the Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya today in Indore in Madhya Pradesh. And he highlighted the importance of Indian system of culture and values. He said that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is, the entire earth as one family, is the idea on which Indian system operates. He also added that India's core lies in care and share. He further said that education aligning with core Indian values becomes a mission in India, and he further congratulated the university for working towards this mission.
भारतीयता का मूल सूत्र क्या है? वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. Entire world is one family. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Everybody should be happy. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. That's why they are taking care of the children of Indore and Madhya Pradesh for their upliftment of education. That's why they are continuing the tradition of Bharatiya Parampara. I am very happy that I am here to participate in their function.
And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu attended the second convocation ceremony of the Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya in Indore, as we said. And he said that there should be no disparity on the basis of caste, creed and religion in the country.
अभी भी कुछ इलाके में जाति के आधार पर भेदभाव और भी कुछ अभी कुछ इलाका में महिला स्त्री पुरुष ये भेदभाव. This is called as discrimination. We must put an end to this discrimination. No social discrimination, no gender discrimination. All are one, irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region. Atak se lekar Katak tak, Kanyakumari se lekar Kashmir tak. Entire India is one. We are all Indians. हम सब लोग भारतीय हैं. Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Jain, Saiva, Vaishnava, or even Arya Samajis. That is your belief. That is your way of worship. But we are all Indians. Whoever have chosen not to go to Pakistan but wanted to remain India, irrespective of their religion, they are all Indians. All Muslims in India, they are our Indians.
Sushma Swaraj, the daughter of the former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, immersed her mother's ashes in the Ganga river in Hapur in Uttar Pradesh. Sushma Swaraj's husband, Swaraj Kaushal, was also present with Bansuri on a boat, along with some priests and relatives. Both Kaushal and Bansuri were seen teary-eyed while immersing the ashes of their beloved wife and mother. Ahead of immersing the ashes, Bansuri and Swaraj Kaushal attended a puja for the peace of the departed soul. The mortal remains of the former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj were consigned to flames on Wednesday. Heavy rains battered large swathes of the country. On Wednesday, the situation remained grim in flood-hit parts of Karnataka and Maharashtra, where 2.5 lakh people have been evacuated, while several rivers are in spate in Andhra Pradesh. And 16 deaths in rain-related incidents have been reported from western Maharashtra in the last 7 days, and the death toll in Karnataka has risen to 5 since Sunday, and nearly 26,000 people too have been evacuated there.
Floods continue to wreak havoc in many states. The worst affected seem to be Maharashtra, Karnataka and Odisha. Maharashtra has received 104% of average rain during June and August period, most of it in western Maharashtra and Konkan regions. The flood situation due to heavy rains has worsened in western Maharashtra's Sangli, with water entering the district prison. 16 deaths in rain and flood-related incidents were reported from western Maharashtra in last 1 week, as the situation continued to remain grim in Sangli and Kolhapur. Over 53,000 people have been evacuated in Sangli, 51,000 in Kolhapur and 13,000 in Pune so far. Teams of the Territorial Army, Navy and National Disaster Response Force are conducting rescue operation in Kolhapur and Sangli. Met Department has predicted continuous rains for next few days. If the catchment areas of dam receive more rain, the possibility of more floods cannot be ruled out. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis reviewed the flood situation at a meeting in Mumbai on Wednesday and issued necessary instruction to the officials. In Karnataka, at least 5 people were killed as north interior and coastal regions received heavy downpour. Areas, houses and shops were submerged and occupants have been evacuated. Uprooted trees and electric poles have thrown life out of gear in other areas, while landslides have also been reported in the hinterland. Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has been closely monitoring the situation and has instructed the administration to be prepared for any emergency. Speaking to reporters, Sawant said the situation is under control and water level at all major dams in the state are within the safe limit. The Met Department has issued an orange warning or very heavy rainfall alert over the next 4 days.
And India, after having registered a clean sweep in the 3-match T20 series against the West Indies, are back in business, this time in the ODIs. And this is the first time since the semi-final loss in the World Cup of 2019. Virat Kohli, who led India to the semi-finals in his first assignment as skipper in a 50-over World Cup, will now look to resolve the batting problems when he takes up the challenge in the Caribbean island. And the latest update is wet conditions have delayed the toss at Providence. So, battling rain everywhere, including in the Caribbean. That's all we have in this bulletin, but coming up next is our special program, Jal Shakti Samachar. Do stay and watch that.